Eze is definitely going to Arsenal. And then we had Eze is probably going to Arsenal. And then it was dead for 2 weeks. And now we're hearing Eze is going to Tottenham. And I'm just thinking, what? Look, this is crazy. But there is a weird and wacky world where if this deal does happen and Eze goes to Tottenham, it could actually benefit Arsenal. And I know what you're thinking. Oh my God, this guy's drunk. It's Tuesday and this guy has been drinking. But I've got some good news for you. I don't even drink. I mean, I might have a Baileys at Christmas, but that's besides the point. There are some moving parts here where this actually could benefit Arsenal. And look, I'm not going to lie. I've said on this channel, I want Eze. And crazy enough, I still want Eze. In fact, I would drive to Crystal Palace right now to pick up Eze. I mean, I'd probably ask for a small contribution for petrol money because he's minted, but that's besides the point. Like I said, there's some moving parts, and I actually want to get people's thoughts and opinions on this. There is some interesting things to discuss. It's interesting to me, and I probably would say that because I'm making the video, but either way, I want to get people's thoughts and opinions on it. Before I get into it, though, you know the drill. My name is Jed, and before I get into the video, if you could help me out, it helps me massively. Just hit like and subscribe. It is absolutely free. So, Eze now apparently going to Tottenham. What's your thoughts on this? Look, are you frustrated? Look, I can see so many ways that people are trying to understand this argument because people in the main are saying, what are we doing? Why are we allowing Eze to go to Tottenham? This is the guy that probably completes the puzzle. Why are Arsenal allowing this target that we've been tracking for 2 or 3 weeks to now all of a sudden move to Tottenham? Just because Tottenham got an injury to James Maddison and they missed out on Morgan Gibbs-White. They want to swoop in and take Eze. And what's even worse is, apparently the guy, Eze's up for it. Look, I understand that argument, but all I would say is, although he's brilliant, I think we have to understand that Arsenal has spent a lot of money this transfer window. And again, people don't like hearing that. Just because Arsenal have spent 200 million, we see a new shiny toy and we want it. Look, we're football fans. We're greedy. I'm exactly the same. Look, before this window started, I said, bring me Gyökeres. Just one striker. Bring me Gyökeres or Sesko and I'll be done. We signed Gyökeres and I was thinking, right, what's next? As football fans, we always want more. That's what happens. But the thing that's making me think this could work out better for Arsenal, or maybe they're trying to take a different approach, is just what are they going to do with Ethan Nwaneri? He's just signed a contract and brilliant. This is one of the world's very best talents. And people are saying, well, you would say that because you're an Arsenal fan, but I'm being genuine. Arsenal at the moment, on their books, have 2 of the best young talents in world football. And I'm not being biased. You can ask any football fan, any journalist, anybody out in the media, and they would say Nwaneri and Max Dowman are the truth. So we do have to kind of bed these guys in. And Ethan Nwaneri's just signed a new contract, and he will not sign that contract unless he's offered more minutes than last season. That's just natural. This is a guy who's broke into the first team. Of course he's going to want more game time. He's not going to sign a brand new contract and then go and sit behind a new signing. It doesn't make sense. Look, there is a world where we still get Eze, by the way, and I'm still hoping we do, but I'm just bearing in mind what Arsenal might be thinking. We brought in Madueke to play back up to Saka, so Ethan Nwaneri's not going to play that position. We've got Martinelli and Trossard to play left wing, and again, I think Madueke will play left wing, but Nwaneri now, we've seen it in pre-season, he seems to be able to operate in that area because it's the position where he's played most of his young career. Ethan Nwaneri is a centre mid or a centre attacking mid, and he does have similar qualities to Eze. Is he as good as Eze right now? No, because he's literally a kid. Does he have a higher ceiling than Eze? Absolutely. And this is what Arsenal have to try and contend with. Do they want a player who in 2 or 3 years will be beyond Eze? Or are they going to go and sign Eze for the now? Are we looking at it and saying, look, we need to win the title now, so you just go out and sign Eze? And this is the question that I would ask you guys. If you're looking at it from that angle and buying Eze means less game time from Ethan Nwaneri, would you do it? Honestly, answer me in the comment section. If we sign Eze, but it means less game time for Ethan Nwaneri, because it will, undoubtedly, because they play the same position or a very similar position. If there's minutes going at the Odegaard's position, if he's hooking him off or he's taking him off after 60, 70 minutes, it will be between Eze and Nwaneri. So one of them or both of them will get less minutes in that scenario. So let me know, are you comfortable with signing Eze if it means less minutes for Nwaneri? There is a world where they can both get substantial minutes, but like I said, it still does affect things. I wouldn't want to disrupt the trajectory of Ethan Nwaneri. Now, I understand football's football, and if this is a guy that needs to play, some people might just say, look, he's brilliant, he's unbelievable, but loan him out. But I want to keep Ethan Nwaneri right here. He is good enough to play for this Arsenal first team. Look, he would get into most Premier League starting 11s, and I genuinely mean that. This guy is unbelievable. I think generational talent is bandied about all too often these days, but that's exactly what this guy is, and anyone would tell you that. If you ask anybody in football, they would say, no, listen, they got a real one. They have a live one in Ethan Nwaneri, so he does need to get game time. I don't want Eze to go to Tottenham. I would love to have Eze. Could you imagine if you've got Madueke, Saka, Gyökeres, and then you bring off Madueke and you play Eze, or you bring off Rice or Odegaard and then you throw on Eze there? The more world-class players or unbelievable great players you have in a team and on the bench to give you options when you need to change a game, you will be better for it. So if we sign Eze, regardless of how it impacts Ethan Nwaneri's minutes, we will be better for it. Now, I'm not going to be one of these guys who are saying, oh my God, we're losing Eze to Tottenham, we're an unserious club, because the evidence is right there. Over the past month or so, we've spent an unbelievable amount of money. An unserious club, Arsenal, you can't call Arsenal that, because they would be an unserious club if they don't make any signings. But we've addressed the striking situation. We've addressed the centre midfield. We've strengthened midfield twice with Norgard and Zubimendi. We've brought in a defender to replace the injured Tomiyasu. So Arsenal aren't an unserious club. We've replaced Neto and upgraded him with Kepa. So we've upgraded every area of the pitch. The only thing people can say is, well, we shouldn't have bought Madueke. That is the only kind of fair argument I would say. Now, I don't believe that, because I think Madueke brings qualities to this team that we don't actually have. Like I said, a quality backup for Saka, because Nwaneri's no longer that. Nwaneri is a central player. So regardless, you need to have backup for Saka. And people would say, well, you could have brought in Rodri. But Arteta sees something with Madueke that he likes. And at the time, Rodrigo. Rodrigo wasn't available. It's always good in hindsight. People can say, look, we signed him too early. You should have waited towards the end of the window, and then you might have an opportunity with a world-class player. But if you do wait and you don't sign a player early, you're only going to get it from the other side. Oh my God, we've left our business late. These players have got to integrate into the team yet. The team isn't gelling. There's no cohesion. So you can't win either way in this argument. Madueke, for me, is a brilliant signing. He offers what Martinelli offers. He beats players on the outside so quick, so easy, and so often. But he has a better delivery than Martinelli because he's naturally left-footed. It seems like Martinelli, when he beats a player, he's stuck on his left foot and it doesn't come natural to him. I actually think Martinelli, with the way he plays, where he always goes on the outside and then tries to do something with his left foot, he rarely cuts inside. I always see him as an outsider. He goes outside, beats the players for speed, pace and skill, and then he tries to deliver something which at times doesn't work. So play him on the right onto his strong foot. And if he's going to go on the outside anyway, at least he's on his strong foot. If he wants to whip a ball in or cut it back or maybe penetrate the box, he's on his strong foot. I would like to see Martinelli on the right wing. Let me know if you agree. Some people won't, and they'll be saying this guy's crazy again. But I can see a world where Martinelli works on the right. And that would mean Madueke on the left, which, like I said, I don't mind. But Eze is very important if you want to go to that next level or at least up your chances in winning the league. I don't dispute that if we sign Eze, our chances of winning the league go up slightly. Now, there's so many contenders this season. I'm actually going to do a video this week on my Premier League predictions. And of course, I would love to hear everybody else's, because I've got some shouts that some people are going to be surprised by. And look, I'm not claiming I will be 100% right, but I think some people are going to be shocked this season. So I'm going to give my thoughts. I want to hear your guys, but I want to genuinely know people's thoughts on this Eze deal. How frustrated are you? Are you looking at it and saying, I can't believe we're allowing Tottenham to sign Eze? Or like me, are you slightly more understanding because, you know, there are some moving parts? Or is your mind frame just, we need to sign Eze if he goes to Tottenham? It's kind of, I will not forgive the club. Let me know in the comment section. Thanks so much to everyone for watching and listening. Before you go, if you could do me the quick favour of just hitting like and subscribe, and I'll speak to you all in tomorrow's video. Gooners, have a good day.